Welcome everybody. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the week, and let me make sure that my mic's okay, volume wise, because I'm using my hubby's good mic. Mine is a little finicky, and I can no longer turn it off and on, so I can't charge it because this is to keep a charge because it's on all the time. The on and off switch for some reason will not budge. So my mic is super quiet and this one is not super quiet. So we are getting into some Fallout this morning. I need to find maybe another game to play, but Fallout right now I want to kind of stick with because I've got this new character. And I'm at 150 now, and I'm still working on some of the side quests. And I think I still have a bit of the main quest to do. So we still have some time before this tune is complete. And I think that once that happens, I'll make that determination if it's going to be a ghoul or not. There's not much to this story, and that's the thing that really makes me apprehensive about going to a ghoul, is because there's no story behind it. I just am a ghoul at that point. There's nothing that you can do. There's no special side quest that you could do as a ghoul. Specifically being a ghoul, I think that they could have done better, because the quest line for let's see, the quest line. I was sorry, I got lost in watching this camp. Oh, excuse me. I got lost in watching this camp come online, but there's just not much substance to the ghoul. Like, the quest is super quick, 15 minutes, if that. There's nothing else that you can do afterwards. It's that type of camp. There's nothing that you could do afterwards that is like, oh, okay, this is neat. It's just that you're a ghoul, and you have to adjust your playstyle. But there's not much of an adjustment, because you already know that it's going to be different. So sorry, I have to. There we go. Had to take a minute there. There's no substance whatsoever. So I'll leave it at that. I'm hoping that they'll add content to it, but the game, for me, is wearing thin. I love Fallout and will continue to love Fallout. I'll continue to play Fallout, but I just won't continue to play as often. It's just, to me, there's not much more to do. Like, most games, they continuously add content to support it, keep things fresh, and Fallout has so much potential that they could do. And I understand it takes time and money, but like, with the amount of money that they get from the community, you would think that it would have enough funding to keep supporting, and it should have had a long-term roadmap, and they did have a long-term roadmap, but the long-term roadmap should have included having updates to where it adds in and builds on the story, because there's so many storylines in this game that you can build upon, and there's so many. It's like a spider web. It can go so many directions. You have a main hub, which is the main story, And then you have all these encounters with all these other people, and those are their own mini stories. So if they continuously add on to that, because that would be endless. When you think about how massive the map is, and there's parts of the map that are still underdeveloped, there's just a lot of potential for them to grow this game into something that lasts like a long time. Sure that they can have updates to it to pull this from one console to the next. That's not too terribly difficult, um, but they just have so much that they could build upon this game. So much potential that they could unlock if they just didn't want to put the bare minimum in, and that's what they do. I feel that they put the bare minimum in the roadmap that they have. They don't. It's like they lack ambition to make, a really good game. I could see this game, if they would implement changes and pay attention to the things that people are saying are pain points instead of taking joy away. Yes, there are things in the game that people do that are fun, and it allows them to play in a way that they enjoy. But Bethesda will go and fix it because it is an exploit. But it's an exploit that doesn't do anything negative. It doesn't negatively impact other people. That would be like building and stuff. When they take those abilities from people to build, because that's one thing that people love on this game is to build. I'm one of those people. I'm just not as good as other people are. There's some in here that are very talented and they're able to build masterpieces. And before the changes occurred, where they took those building elements out of the game, I was watching people build these camps that were just spectacular, and I learned from the community on to like the term glitches, the merges, and everything to build camps that are quite unique. And then a lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't fit in with the game. I'm like, well, I'm not too sure that that's true because you are coming into a wasteland. It's after the war. There's buildings everywhere. This is a Fallout universe. You've seen the Garahand estates. So they're honestly not too far off from the designs that are Fallout. Fallout is very interesting to say the least. So that really bummed me out when they did that. I don't have to go there. I don't know where I'm going. It really bummed me out that they don't have that ambition to make this game something that it truly could be, because Fallout it's got a big fan base, and it is quite interesting because a lot of people like the Fallout franchise because it ties so closely into our own world. We've gone through world wars, and we all could connect with this game because this takes the game further in saying, okay, this is, what would happen if we did go into a war where a nuclear arsenal was used on a greater of the population, and the world was completely flipped upside down. So this delves into to that curiosity and fascination that we have with history and with the probability of things happening. I can't see anything. Oh, hey, look at that. That was a oh, someone got these guys going. Good turrets. Oh, we only have 2 animals alive. I don't have friendly fire on this account.
hormones emitted after consuming Formula P grow stronger over time. That means stronger enemies.
Is the big animal here? No. Must be in the other room? Yeah, we'll go to the other room. How's the death though?
Engaging hostile.
Like, I don't know where the other enemy would be. Where is this enemy at? There you go, guy. So it's not here. It's gotta be over here. Oh yeah, it's a sheepscotch. Where was it hiding?
We actually completed the experiment. Now I can analyze these results. In peace. Goodbye.
Why in the world did you get in front of me? There we go. Alright. Got a Gauss rifle from that one. Quite interesting. Alright, well get out of here because I don't I don't want a bunch of enemies to come at me. Alright, so we'll go to the camp, unload some of the junk and stuff that I might have. And then we'll figure out what to do from there. Oh, and I should probably turn my notifications off. I only turn those on, oh, excuse me, when hubby. When he's on his way to work, I always make sure, you know, that he makes it safe, and then we chat a little bit. It was so funny, this morning, he had, the last time that he took his lunchbox, he didn't take anything yesterday. He went out to lunch yesterday. So I believe he left his cooler in the pickup truck. And so he's got this big cooler that he takes. He just fills it, you know, with his lunch and what I make him. And then there's times where, you know, if he wants breakfast, I will make him breakfast. And I did make him breakfast. I made him breakfast before, and he had forgotten about it. He didn't eat all the breakfast. He doesn't have a whole lot of time when he gets to work, so he ate what he could. And then ate his lunch, and he had left his cooler. The last day, it's like it was 48 hours that it had been sitting in his truck, because he had gone to Quick Trip for lunch, and prior to that, one of his friends, and one of his work buddies, and him grabbed lunch, so he forgot his cooler in the truck, and it had been sitting out there. So for 48 hours, and he had forgotten that one of the containers, he ate his lunch, but one of the containers was breakfast. I had made him breakfast. I made him eggs and hash browns, and he forgot that he didn't eat one of the fried eggs. He ate his hash browns, he ate the other fried egg. I made him 2 fried eggs. One of the fried eggs he forgot he didn't touch. He left it 'cause he had to go. And it was sitting in his cooler. It had ice packs in it, but the ice packs are long gone. And I tell you, he opened he opened up the um, the cooler, and oh my gosh, the smell. And then he opened up the container to dump the egg out, and oh my goodness me, I don't know if I had ever smelled anything like that since I have been here, because the last time I smelled that smell was when we had chickens back in Idaho, and one of the eggs were rotten that we had found. So, because our chickens like to lay eggs, not only in their boxes. So it was like, oh my goodness, no. It was quite a smell. Nothing that I want to smell again. I have all these handmaids in here and a radium rifle. Here we go. I got a 2-shot explosive. I do this a lot. I will hold on to weapons and I'll keep them because I have this idea in mind. So that is the me type of thing I do. So I think I've got all the weapons that I don't need. The rest of these will be scrap, or script, I should say. I'm gonna collect the water because the water. I have more coolers in the other camp, but since someone is there, I can't really have that active. I like this one. I do. I should probably put more water coolers down. I just don't know where to put them. I don't know where to put them. I guess I could put them out here. It would make sense to have a water cooler out here for beverages. Next to the bathroom. Let's get a water. My build budget on this is actually quite low. Like, I don't have a whole lot of budget left. I try to keep a little sliver for, and I can't put that there because of that. Let's see if I can put it in here. I try to use a little sliver for our like daily tasks that we have to do. So that way it gives it's easier. It's easier. I do have some razor grain over there that I could take away that I don't necessarily need, so it's not a big problem. Alright, so we'll go to this train station, put what we have to get rid of in the script machine. I do have quite a few modules. I've been doing events like crazy, and also need to go and turn in some treasury notes for gold bullion because I'm still working on getting plans with gold bullion. Hopefully Minerva will come back soon. The last time she was out, they said that she was supposed to have a specific inventory, so I was really excited because there's things in the inventory that I needed. So I went to Minerva. She was at, I want to say, she was at Fort Atlas this time around, and none of what they said that she's supposed to have, she had. It was things that I didn't need. So it was quite disappointing. So I've been trying to save up gold bullion for when she does come back on her next sale. Hopefully she will have things I could use. I'll take those. I'm still considered a low level, so. Yeah, this one I'm not really too worried about, so I'm gonna put that in there. And that's all. No armor, just those two weapons. And it's not like they were heavy, so one thing with this character I love is that I have that ability to carry a lot of things that and blood pack. That I could pick up. Not the junk and stuff. I do have a weight reduction, I think, on junk, but it's not a huge weight reduction. The majority of my weight reduction is in food, chems. Then I have weight reductions on weapons and ammo. So, and the weight reductions don't really take away from my ability to survive, as in, like, I don't want to be OP. I want to, when I go into the games, I go in wanting something specific. It's either I'm going to be a hard hitter, but I'm going to be pretty squishy, pretty fragile, so I have to pay attention. Or I'm going to be very tanky, and I do enough damage to take them down, but it takes me a little bit longer than someone who's a hard hitter. I just don't die. I don't use stim packs very often. I don't die very often. It's very rare for me to go down. And when I do, it's usually because of my stupidity, like jumping off of a high ledge, thinking that I could just float down with my jetpack. And then other times it's because I'm not paying attention. If I am with an enemy that is a very hard hitter. Nice. That could boop. That could continue to boop. I'm not gonna pick up the silo. Let's see, load bearing. There's 4 people doing load bearing. I'm going to, load bearing is a long lasting event, so I'm going to go down here first, down to foundation. I'm going to exchange my gold for some treasury notes, and then check and see. There's the ammunition thing that I wanted to get. I'm still trying to find that. It says that you can get it. So it's the Armco ammunition appliance. It says that you're supposed to be able to get it when you're friendly.
Got any kids? My family's the only thing that matters to me. The only thing.
Don't shut the light around here at night. You never know who's trying to sneak in.
Oh, you have to be ally. Alright, so that was the miscommunication because I saw that you had to have friendly reputation. So I have to wait until I'm ally reputation to purchase that from Mortimer. And Mortimer is at the crater. So that's okay because it's not a huge deal for me. I like to have it because it gives you a little more ammo. Like every time you return to your camp, you get 200, like 556 for my example. That's what I use, 556. So
It's kind of strange. I found in my vault. Jen's got style that I can respect. You know what I mean?
yeah, there's really nothing that I want from here anymore. I think the biggest one was just that grocer's backpack mod. That allowed me to remove through hiker. Alright, so I had 45. Perfect. That gave me 400. And then we can go to load bearing and get a few more treasury notes. I think the gold bullion grind is probably like the worst when you are like wanting and not necessarily just wanting but needing something. Like for me, for my armor, I'm trying to get a complete set of Secret Service. The reason I went with Secret Service is because it's just I've had better luck with Secret Service versus anything else. And I didn't have enough to build. I didn't have enough to build or to buy multiple, armor pieces. So I went with the Secret Service, and right now I have just the chest piece, and then from the chest piece I have one limb. I think it's the right leg. I don't know if I've got enough acid to do the aluminum.
Reclamation successful. Transferring minerals to storage.
We have like 40 seconds.
Collection.
I helped. Like I got one mole miner. Pick up these. There's one of these in every location where you get the stuff. I like to come and loot. You don't get to go in this mine any other time. This is the
Mineral transfer required.
the only time.
Please use
Alright.
claim token.
Time to go.
Shaft structure failing. All personnel, please report to the nearest exit. Management cannot be held
Usually have like
liable for failure to
containers that will
evacuate.
be uncovered when it shakes, like this, and you can loot. And usually they'll have like typically they'll have good things. Like these mounds here will reveal something. Exit the mine, and then the funny thing is when we have mutated events, which I'm surprised they haven't like set the mutated events. Sometimes with this one specifically for load bearing, it'll glitch. When it first starts, the mine collapse. It clears out, so you can enter. Oh, excuse me. And then sometimes it doesn't do that. Like only a little section will, so you have to kind of glitch yourself in to be able to get inside to do it. You'll technically only need one person, keep one robot alive, but having two people helps, and then everybody else, if they can't get in, then they just wait out here, and you're part of the event, so you can complete it that way. All right, that was a plan I did not know, so I'm happy about that. I need to put some of these plans in my stash box though. So, there we go. We're joining the event load bearing that is no longer active, and then it's going to say that we're going to exit load bearing. Let's go to this camp that's up here by the Hornwright Purifier site. This is where we have one of my camps on an older, not my older, my, oh. Liberator got, attacked by something. Alright, so we're going the right way. I have a camp here, at this location. I wonder if we talk to these guys. I never... Nope. They just exist. I have a camp right here on my, my high level tune. There's my exiting load bearing. I'm like, we've already done the event, so that's quite okay. I do wish that you could build. Like, that's the thing that, like, I think building into these cabins would be quite interesting because it's kind of clean. It's not too bad. Oh wow, this looks quite interesting, doesn't it? Oh, they have the newest weather machine. It looks like. I'm gonna check if I have their weather machine out in plain view. No, it might be upstairs. I have a lot of plans that are cheap, so I wonder where their weather machine is, though. This is definitely a person who, I don't know how they did that, who's played the game for a while. I don't like these stairs. I was hoping, so this is the Armco ammo container. That's what I want to build again. I'm not seeing the weather machine, so that might be up on top of the roof. Oh well, we'll go back downstairs and see what they've got. Yeah, that's what I want there. These other ones I don't care. The paddock gate is, people usually have that for a ridiculous amount of caps, so I was happy. Well, I'll take their water. Alright, so I wanted to check and see if they had any,
Everything has its own song, you know?
and the reason I want to is because if this is the way it looks, it looks kind of okay. But it looks a lot like the nuclear, just without the nuclear. I don't know where they have it. Because this is the lightning harvester. I did not see it anywhere. They must have a glitch somewhere. Or I'm just blind. Because I didn't see it downstairs. I didn't see it out here.
You know, the world's
The
kind of
fish.
amazing. If you
They're
stop
boiling the fish in a bag. Yeah, I thought it would be out here, but I'm not finding it, and I didn't find it inside. Not that I saw anyway. Unless it was somewhere. But that's okay. I'm not going to waste any more time here at this camp. But I just wanted to see what it looked like. Like, I saw what it looked like. I don't see it at all. So they've had to have, like, glitched it somewhere. Because it takes power. So it needs power. Oh, here it is. Yep, this is the new one. It was to the back. I didn't even pay attention to that. But this is the newest weather machine. And this is what it causes. This green sporish. Okay. So it's nice to see it firsthand of what it looks like. It does look cool. It does look interesting with the atmosphere, but I don't think I would pay 1,200 atoms. for it. Well, let's take a look and see what we have going on. Not much. Not much at all. I guess we'll check and see what we have on our quest, our main quest here.
You guys are something else.
So this is the Skyline Drive. I haven't done that yet. This I can't do because that is the Ghoul. That's the nightclub, and that is the Lennox. So this is the going into like the pit. So, typically want that with somebody to help. Because, I mean, I could probably do it myself, but it would take longer, which is possible. And that would be a lot of XP. So, I think we'll do this here. We also have a side mission where we have to do this right here. So what we could do, actually, we're going down to Skyline Drive anyway. Let's take a look at where, so that's the flare, and this is the, so I'll activate, I've got nobody at my camp, so I'll activate this camp down here, and then, we'll go to here, I guess. This right here is to, start the caravan, I believe. And I've got enough caps. You have to see, it's 500 caps at first. And I started the caravan on my high level, but never really got very far because I wanted to work on my low level. Oh. Well, that was interesting. That was quite interesting. It just like stopped thundering. Alright, so what we'll do, since I haven't been down here, I don't have a whole lot of things open. We'll go ahead and do a walk from here.
Say I'd try anything once. Now I'm not so sure.
Why are you naked?
Hello?
Come here. There we go. Alrighty, so let's make this a little road trip. We have to go this direction. We're gonna come across a lot of anemones. I like to say that. Sorry. Sometimes I forget that I am talking to people who don't exactly know me. But that is me. I don't know if I've ever been in this cave. It won't let me discover it. There we go. this way. This has got to be one of the most dangerous parts of the map now. It used to be like the one that used to terrify me the most was the cranberry bog and the mire because of this is investigate the flare.
Oh, here's something.
I don't see a flare. Investigate the flare. We'll do this. We'll set them on fire. Bring them down a little bit. For a minute there, I was like, why isn't he not, like, going down in health? It's like my cursor would go on the next mutant instead, and it was just like the health appeared to have. Oh, he's hiding. There you go. I've been here before. Like, I've, on this character. And, it wasn't, like, it will glitch sometimes, and you will, we'll do the yoga. No, we'll leave the yoga alone. He's over there. It's fine. It's this guy in here. No. Where is he? I'm gonna pick up some things here. It's in one of these containers. Yep, right here.
Hello? Is this thing even on? If anyone happens upon this holotape, you gotta take it down to Marley at milepost 0. It's in an exit tunnel at the bottom of the national park. She'll make it worth your while. Promise. Marley, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I fucked up.
So we have to go.
We could take a shorter route, but super mutants raided the delivery and took the cargo. Smelled the Brahmin from a mile away. I think it's only a matter of time before they catch my scent too. I'm gonna make a break for it, but I don't much like my chances. Marley, if I don't get to tell you later. Shit. They see me!
You have to wait. It doesn't update automatically. And there's the Brahmin. Alright, now we have to go down to here. All the way down here. Oh boy, that's a long walk. That's a long walk. Yeah, let's guess get to that then, because that's insane. We're gonna have a lot of enemies on our way. But this right here is one of the posts for the caravan that you come through this direction. They have a lot of problems keeping people. I don't like the Lost. They're probably my most disliked. Oh, okay. The reason being is I don't like the way they sound. I don't like the way they sound at all. This would actually be a pretty good camp area. You have an oil seep right there, so if you want oil. Okay, go back down here. I don't like the way they sound with their voices and stuff. It's triggering for me for some reason. I'm not entirely too sure why, but it's like it triggers. It's a triggering. I thought I heard like a growl. We'll go. We'll go down here. Uh-huh. This is someone's already been here. Thankfully, that's good. Looks like the storm's cleared up a bit. Lots of places to build down here though that are really quite nice. Like where you have that shimmer in the water that looks like water. Those places are really kind of cool. Super mutant. Oh, I'll take the caps. You can't pick that up. That is a pan for panning. So whoever was this is a prospector because that is for panning. Oh, look at this. Got some muties here. I'll do this here. I'm not even hitting. Try not to hit the other people. There we go. Good. This right here I've not been able to open. It's like you need a key in order to open it. And it's like how Marlar concert. We'll let him stay in his little pool. This looks like a fantastic area right here to do a like fairy tale type of cottage. Like the way the sun hits right there is just magnificent. It's beautiful. I still would put another camp down here. There's like a lot of people that build camps in this area. I see people with camps down here all the time, and you definitely can understand why. This would be the ideal place to build, and you have your little waterway here too, so definitely, definitely pleasing to the eye. I'm just gathering wood here for those that might be wondering, because there is like a challenge you could do, collect X amount of wood for atoms. So I did that. All right, here we are. We made it to milepost 0. Is that supposed to be like a phone? Yeah. Those are weird phones. Alright, let's go inside.
Can't you see us talking here?
Oh, that's
Joanna,
loud.
please, you know I need this. It's the only way to make a name for myself. Nobody would work hard.
Just thinking maybe...
I'm just gonna skip through all this.
Sometimes trying to leave the nest to fly on your own is one.
That storm's been brewing for months and I'm still kicking. Things happen that ain't always under my control. I got a ton of new folks lined up to join us, though. Look, here's one of them already. You're a funny one, ain't you? I'm not paying you to be a... See, Joanna?
You can still play me like a fiddle after... But this is your last... Don't miss a...
I guess I should thank you for... Name's Marley. Now, do you want to tell me... I see. And you just happened across it. Explain yourself. One of... Shit. Super mutants, too. That woman? Joanna May. She runs the Blue Ridge Care. Should have been easy. But didn't... But that storm called. Now Joanna... We're gonna need someone to fill Luke's sh... I wish it was under better... Not that I'm begging. Sure. Running deliveries work. You'll get your share when you depart. Supplies are our profit. They can be used to give Caps ourselves. Oh. Thanks again for returning.
Alrighty, so... yeah, I can't really do this one. This one's gonna be difficult to do on my own because... I don't... I don't think I'd be able to have the Brahmin survive. I don't have friendly fire. So, this one I might have... hubby do for me. Or, well, not for me, but with me. So that way we have both. And then we can help each other complete that. Let's do this one here. We'll do this one here. And then I actually will have to pick this up when I start again because it is already 7 o'clock. So, um, yeah, this was very quick, very quick. I didn't expect an hour to go by that fast. The week for me has been very good. I've had quite a bit of information thrown my direction. Um, School has been going really well. I'm ahead of schedule, which is great for me. I'm like super happy that that I'm able to complete this quicker than usual. And it would have been even faster, but I didn't want to. I didn't know if there was any form of like a thing of going too fast. So now that I have done this first course, I think the next one is definitely going to be more of a bam, 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 because I literally could have done this had I stuck with a 5-hour schedule, or even not even a 5-hour schedule. If I would have stuck with just like a 3 to 4 hour schedule, even for an entire week, then I would have been able to pull this all out within a week. So that's one course a week. There's 8 courses. Each course is supposed to take about a month to complete. So, yeah, I don't think that it's going to take me 8 months to do this. So I guess I will be doing that a lot more on my next course, because I didn't realize, I guess I underestimated myself and the abilities that I had. I know that I can learn quickly, but in a school setting, I did so poorly in school, but I'm an easy learner. I love to learn. I'm very curious. I like to feed my mind. But it was because I didn't learn the same way as other kids did. So I was really not. I didn't do well in some grades. Let's just put it that way. I remember I was in school. I don't remember what grade I was in, but I had gone to the teacher for like clarification a lot, because I didn't understand. I didn't understand
Get away! Oh, you
how the person was teaching. So I would ask for clarification, and I become disruptive for asking clarification, mind you. I wasn't disruptive for any other reason. I was a good kid. I didn't get into trouble often. I got into trouble with my siblings, but never at school. At school, I was quiet. I was eager to learn. I wanted to learn. So I remember this teacher getting so aggravated and just fed up with me that she put me in the back of the class. She moved a desk to the back of the class. I came in one day, and I was going to my usual assigned seat, and she's like, "No, your seat's back there now." And it was just the back of the class all by myself.
You're serious? Did you hear what I just
And
told
it
you?
was hard, because at that moment in time, when she did that to me, not only did she exhibit that it's okay to treat people that way to the classmates, but she pretty much put a target on my forehead and my back, that I was an outcast, and I would get rude marks from the kids about not being wanted there, and not being wanted by my own family. And I don't really blame them for the bullying and stuff, because they didn't know, what was going on at home. But at this point, of my life at this young
And
age.
if you come back
And
after,
yes, even at that
I'll
young
make
of
it
an
worth your
age, I
while.
think I would have
And
been
watch out for those.
maybe.
They may look like ghouls, but they're not.
Let's see, what grade
And
was I
they're
in?
not
I
friendly.
want to say I was in second or third grade. And to
What am I
be
gonna do if those things come back?
treated like that by your schoolmates for reasons that you don't know. Like I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why I was being targeted. I didn't understand at that young age, and for them to tell me that, oh, you know, your family doesn't want you. When I had at home at this time, I've been battling
What am I gonna do if those things come
that
back?
exact thing because I wasn't a planned pregnancy. Um, my mom found out she was pregnant with me pretty late in her pregnancy, and I was not wanted. I don't know if they understand or if they are aware of how they treated me, but they definitely made it known that that was the case. They definitely made it known that I wasn't on their priority list. At least it felt as if to me, it felt that way. It did. It felt like I wasn't wanted. And then my brother would throw it in my face that I was unwanted, and oops, that I shouldn't have been born, etc. So, like, I grew up with this mentality that I was not supposed to be here, that I was a mistake, and that I was a burden on people, a burden on my family. And it got to the point where I was terrified to go to school because I thought that if I was at school, that they were going to one day pack up and just leave me. That they would just leave me. It was awful. I think I might have froze. Oh, there we go. It was really awful because I don't think any child should go through feeling like that. And I don't know if they made me feel like that intentionally. I don't think that they did. I do feel like they did love me, but it was just very hard for them during that period of their life. So I guess at that point I felt that I was and felt that I did have other people that could understand that I was going through things, and I was at school to make friends and to learn, and that didn't go the way that it's supposed to go. I never blamed them, but I did learn a valuable lesson about being humble and not taking out your oh, where'd these guys come from? Oversized turkeys. These guys, at first, when these first came out, I was like, how are these gonna be, a formidable enemy? And then I saw how hard they hit, and I'm like, oh, yeah, my bad. I think he might be up here. I forgot where this one was. It's in this area. I forgot where this one was. Oh, maybe it's in the tunnel. Yeah. Okay, so that one's good. Alright, I put that flare there. It doesn't seem like I did. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Oh, it's a lost engineer. That's okay. I'm going... Oh, I gotta go that way anyway, right? Yeah, I gotta go this way anyway. Let's go. This thing has a lot of recoil. At least you get enemy weapons from them. Sometimes when you go to Scorch, they don't have anything except for junk. And it's like you want to scrap weapons. But that doesn't work that way. I think the next one's going to be off a cliffside, so that one I'll have to keep an eye out. I remember that one when we first did it. There we go. But yeah, that's the pretty much the childhood I had. It didn't get better through school. It continuously got worse because I didn't learn the same way as other kids did. I was more of a challenge for the teachers, so I became a problem. And not because I was disruptive in a way. It was because I was an inconvenience. And at this point in the school, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people who went to school in big cities understand that when you're in a school in a large city, a large town, you have a huge class and one teacher. Rarely would we have a teacher's aide, someone to help. And during this part here, the teacher is going to be able to teach kids who all learn the same more easily than trying to teach them, and then also trying to teach. Literally thought I was stupid. They thought that everything that I was doing is because I didn't understand. I was stupid. I was dumb. But that wasn't the thing at all. It was because the teacher wasn't teaching me in the way that I could understand. So I had to get clarification. And it was just like, when I get clarification, it's like, yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, I understand that. Got it. And then I would get it immediately. I wouldn't have another question. I'd be able to do the entire course, everything, with not being disruptive, without questioning. But it wouldn't help me if I would raise my hand and not get called, if I would just be ignored. And that's essentially what happened. It was easier for them to ignore me, to not teach me, than it was for them to spend an extra couple of minutes, with me. So that way I understand it, It wasn't that difficult. At least I didn't think. Wait, what? So he just got back up and then died again? I'm so lost. What the heck? That's crazy. Alrighty then. Let's go to the next location. Oh, well that's curious. Because usually... Oh, gather personal effects. Oh, I was completely ignoring the personal effects. Oops, my bad. I guess I'll tackle these active. Personal effects. What's the personal effects on this one? A pocket watch, maybe. Oh, there we go, dog tags. We'll go back and do these because I missed the personal effects. So we'll gather those and I'll get this complete. But my whole point was that I had it rough, like a lot of people before me. But you have a choice. You can either, I always say this often, you can let your experiences either make you or break you. And what I mean by that is you can learn from your experiences and understand that the way that you feel, the way that other people make you feel, are you going to say, I don't deserve this, I'm going to lash out at other people because there's people before them that made me feel this way, and I didn't deserve it? Like, are they going to do that? Are they going to be the same? Are they going to lash out at people the same? I think down here is where the tags are. For some reason. Yeah, right down here. The hat. And then we gotta go back this way. Forward this. And then so they're using their experiences to harden their hearts, to make the excuse that I was treated this way, so I get to lash out and treat other people the same way, because it happened to me. So that's the way that I'm gonna articulate and conduct myself. Or you can be like some of us who take our experiences and that's just bizarre. And we transmute those negative feelings. We don't let our negative experiences harden our hearts. You know, we transmute that into love because we know how it feels. This is the thinking of me anyway, and I'm sure it would be the thinking of other people who go through similar and their hearts don't harden. But we go and we're like, we have been treated so poorly, and we know how it feels to be treated that poorly. We know how it feels to be subjected to cruelty that we didn't deserve. We know how it feels to be singled out and made to feel like we shouldn't be breathing, that we shouldn't be alive, that our mere existence is a burden to... Is it up there? Oh, it's right back here. Is a burden to society, to our family, to our friends. So we were made to believe all of these lies. We were treated so badly. And then we are looking through we are looking through a different lens, and we are taking in these negative experiences, and instead of hardening our hearts, instead of being, cold and a stone, it softens our hearts, because it's like, is this what people go through? Is this what other people are going through? Are other people going through worse than me? Like, we then see the pain that other people carry, and then we can be like, okay, we can't judge, because I'm going through something, and if this makes me feel that way, how do I not know that this person's not going through something equally as hard as I am? You know, I don't know their circumstances. I don't know what they're going through that made them react this way, to make them feel this way. Um,
A trail,
and
a body, personal effects, anything I could use to
what
find
I
men who
always
built that
thought was like,
foundation. Let me know if you find
I hate feeling this way.
anything at all.
I don't want anyone else to feel this way. I don't want anyone else to
What did you find?
to
Please,
feel the way that
tell
I
me.
felt, and I don't want to make anyone feel that way, because
That belongs to
I don't want to
Miles.
feel that way. I didn't appreciate it when someone made me feel sad and hurt and alone, and unworthy. So if I didn't want to feel that way, I'm not going to.
What did you find? Please. A trail. Let me know if you find.
Oh, I put the wrong one.
Please.
So I didn't want to make them feel that way. I didn't want to be I didn't want to be the reason that they felt like crap, that they felt bad about themselves. I wanted to be the reason that they smiled, that they felt good about themselves, that they felt that, oh, someone is kind and caring in this world. I wanted them to feel that, not to feel the sorrow and the hurt that I felt. So I always would go into new locations, meeting new people with a sense of being open-minded, empathic, and compassionate towards everyone's circumstances, because I don't know what they're going through. You know, had the people knew what I was going through, I wonder if they would have done what they've done to me. You know, I wonder if they were taught that we can't judge a person, you know, just because somebody else says or does something to them. We don't know their circumstances. But the teacher pretty much, you know, made me an outcast to these students, and the students ran with it. And all it takes is one person who doesn't like you. And there's going to be people who don't like you. And unfortunately I did have a couple of students who, the girls absolutely did not like me. And I never understood why. I was a very quiet kid. I didn't really approach people. And if I did make friends, I made friends. You know, I was a friend that is willing to be there. And when I care about people, I care about people. And that goes, you know, as a kid, I was the same. I cared about my friends a lot. I cared about my family. I loved my pets. I was all in. And that led me to, you know, be taken advantage of several times. And I did let my that was funny. I did let my guard down a couple of times. That ended up getting me nowhere. But I didn't let it harden my heart. I just was like, okay, I didn't understand. I just, you know, I forgave them and moved on. And when I started thinking about this, I was doing this at such a young age. Just like, how in the world did I even know what any of this was? And I didn't. I did it with my heart. You know, I look back and I'm like, that was my my moral compass. It was God leading me, and I loved and I cared about people regardless if I knew you or not. You know, there was a time where a homeless man had showed up, or supposedly homeless, that's what he said, at our doorstep, and he just said, he's like, hey, do you have any canned food or anything that you can spare? And I didn't question it. You know, I felt remorse. I felt that I could help in some way. I was a child, but so I did. I said, I'll be right back. I shut the door. I went to the kitchen. My parents were like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, there's a man at the door. He's hungry. So I'm getting him some food. I got reprimanded for it because, for one, my parents was like, we told you never to open the door for people you don't know. And I went with my gut. I was like, I don't feel that I'm in danger. And I've had those instances where I have been in danger, and I listened. So my parents didn't trust my judgment. Of course, at that age, you're a child. Why would they? But They never focused on me. They never paid attention to me. They never saw how special I really was. So they were just basing it on my other siblings and kids that just, don't have that ability of discernment at that young of an age. So I got reprimanded. My parents opened the door, told them to get lost. I wasn't able to give them the food. It was heartbreaking because I wanted to help somebody, and I was just all I did was putting in a plastic bag a couple pieces of canned items, and that was it. That's all I was gonna do. And then yeah, it was bizarre, and I know my parents are doing it out of fear because they didn't trust other people. They couldn't open up their minds to be like, not everyone is going to be out to do something or to be negative. So that happened, and it did hurt me. My doggos are like, it's time to go outside again, Mom. I want to eat. I didn't feed them breakfast yet, so they're not happy about it. But yeah, it was really hold on, you guys. It was a really an eye-opener to I don't know where they came from, but okay. I didn't know where that person came from. It just like spawned out of nowhere. I'm trying to get this to why won't it? I wonder if I go inside, if it'll say that I've discovered it. But yeah, that's kind of like the story of my life. I was always misunderstood and always put in a box of being problematic when all I needed was, just a little bit more understanding. I gotta. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Oh man, there are more. Oh, holy heck! Oh, and I didn't even. Oh my gosh. Heal. They have that electricity, and it is like powerful. My character is just not built for. There we go. What in the world? This is like a difficult one. I think this one was harder for me on my high level than it is on this character because of this one being a lot more tanky. I'm not, as you can tell, I can't like bring him down much because of the. Well, he's on fire. There we go. That's better. Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting to do this, like, right now. I just wanted to come in here. I forgot that you had to get rid of these guys to do the rest of this quest. engineers. Oh my gosh. I don't like the way that they sound. I just don't. Do like fire damage. They should go down. Why are you running? Oh goodness me! And it did not. I didn't learn. That's so weird.
Calling mysterious stranger. Hello? Anyone there yet? Maybe I gave bad directions. Hello? Anybody? Oh, wonderful. So, here this door is. I'm on this side and authorize all of the lost were one. You just need to get a hold of a hand and. That's right. Just scan the hand, time's a ticking. Anyway,
Could have let me know before, you know. That would be a situation where they could let you know before. There we go. Oh, we shall see what happens when I close, but I have to get going. So, the whole thing about my experience was the fact that it's best to be kind to people because we don't know what everybody else is going through. And we also don't have, like, a lot of people don't have the resources that we have, and it is up there. It goes finally. There is no excuse for treating somebody poorly. There is no excuse. And with those people, you can disengage. The Bible, it says, you know, don't argue with fools. So if you're telling somebody, and they're just going to argue with you, they're not worth your peace. That would be the instance where you give that to God. That's not our responsibility. What we're supposed to do is focus on those that are teetering. They don't know which direction to go. Those are the people, the ones that they're like, this has to be, there's more to this, there has to be more to this. There has to be good people. I like to be treated properly. And they know they're not going to go out of their way to be mean to somebody, but they also could be misguided as to, like, holding on to grudges and painful, you know, things in the past. You know, they just need a little help to see that there is freedom from feeling like you are nobody, from the sadness and the depression. That there's freedom from that, and there's also freedom from holding on to grudges. You know, there's freedom from that anger, that we could, you know, repent. We could give that all to God, and not feel that way anymore. And all we can be is just filled with love and compassion. There's this fine line between it, but there is a line there. We're not supposed to. We love everybody, but we can't. We can't force people to be kind, but we can show kindness to people, and forgive those that do come across us, and even if they're not receptive to it, we can still pray for them, that they open their hearts to our Father, and that they do find that peace. But my whole story was that I went through a tough time, and you have a choice. You could either let that make you or let that break you. Breaking you is letting it consume you with the hatred and the disdain and envy, um, jealousy, all of that. You can let that just build up, and you can hate everybody who you think is better off than you. You can hate people for loving themselves because you feel that they are that they don't care when they do care. They love themselves, but these people, there are people out there who do care, like myself. I love who I am. I love what I am, and I am bettering my physical body, but my spiritual and mental capacity is that I love myself. I love who I am as a person. I know who I am as a person. I know who I belong to, and I know who I come from. But a lot of people don't. They don't have that ability to see. So when they see someone who is living a life where they're free of um, the the sadness, they're free of the depression, they're free of feeling shameful of who they are. They're free of anything that the world tries to put on them. Some people that rubs them wrong way because they're not capable of doing that yet. So they get angry, and instead of being like, "How do I get to that?" They're like, "Ugh," and they just keep that anger and the hatred alive. So that is the breaking part because that does break you. In the long run, they can be rich, they can be wealthy and successful, but that means nothing if you don't have love in your heart for your fellow brothers and sisters, mankind, and for all of the beauty that we have on this planet, the gifts that God gave us. Um, you know, especially if it's a man with a woman, if he finds his wife and he is mistreating her, he's mistreating a gift from God. So it's that is exactly it. You can choose to let your experiences help build you into a person who is compassionate, who is full of love and understanding because you've been through that darkness and you understand what people go through. So you have that compassion and empathy, and the ability to understand and connect with people. Or you can be the person who closes off and pretends that they're okay, pretends that everything's fine, but then you go out and spread hate because you are hating your life, you're hating yourself, you hate that you went through, you hate that the people who put you through it, and that's all it's filled is hate. You don't let those experiences build you. You don't let those experiences build your character, build your empathy, instead of looking at it from a standpoint where wow, other people could be going through this. I don't want to be that person to put other people through that. So I'm going to show them love, compassion, and empathy, and understanding and acceptance. Instead of doing that, sorry, hold on. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So instead of that, again, they just harbor the hatred and the guilt, the shame, whatever that they come through. Maybe they dealt with the depression through pornography. Maybe they dealt the depression through drugs, through any addiction, through eating, through uh, partying. They fill that void with something, and then they feel shame for that, and that just that grows. That continuously grows if they don't understand that. Um, I did this because I was hurting, and instead of addressing the hurt, they just masked it and pretended that it wasn't there. So they weren't treating, they weren't coming and feeling those feelings. They were pushing them down, and it's just those are the two differences that we have today in humankind. And that the beautiful thing is that we're able to take people who are on that cusp, on that borderline. They know that they don't want to hate people, but they don't know where to turn. They're lost and confused, but they're on that border. They're teetering. They're lukewarm. They don't know which side to go to. Those are the people that we can connect. We can pull over, and say, hey, and show them that you can heal from this. It wasn't you. You didn't deserve this, and you can forgive, and you can love people, so that way that you're breaking that cycle, that you can be that light for somebody else and show them that love is amazing. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't sting. What people have taught you what love was, that was not true love. That was just them using you and using the facade of love, the illusion of love, to get you to go along with it. And that was not right on their behalf, and that it does not define who you are. You're not stupid. You're not unworthy. You do matter. And we're able to pull those people over, and then that is pulling more people over to the kingdom of God, and away from the worldly outlook of hatred and envy and jealousy and lust. We pull them over to this side of the light, and it is also darkness, because we have to go back into the darkness in order to pull more people to the light. So we're not always in the light. We're not always happy-go-lucky, because it takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot from us to go back into that darkness to get people. And by the darkness means that we put ourselves in the midst of the darkness. We put ourselves in this, just think of you being around like a fish, and then you have all of these sharks swimming around you. And we know that we're protected, but the sharks are still there, and we're putting ourselves, and we're trying to get other fish that are swimming within the sharks to come to us in this light, in this protection that we have. And those sharks are still going to come at us. They're still going to throw their words. They're still going to throw their actions and everything at us. But we know that we have the Most High, our Heavenly Father, to protect us. And we're walking in faith, knowing that nothing that they have is going to be able to draw me down, to pull me down, because I know in my heart that I am loved and I am protected, and guided by God. So it's something that is hard. It's not easy, especially when you are trying to pull yourself out. But then that's where you have to remember that you're not by yourself. Even if you're alone in a concept of human physical interaction, you have God, and God is always there. And when you lean into Him, you get that whole strength. It's just that you have to be aware that you're not ever alone. Even if you're alone in the physical sense, where you have no body, no human around you that you can lean on, you can always go like, the person that is with you all the time, not in a physical sense, but in a spiritual sense, around you, hugging you, saying, I'm here, don't forget about me, lean onto me, ask me for your help. Ask me for help, ask me for guidance, ask me for wisdom, ask me for what you need in order to get you through this. And He's there. But if you're going to ignore that He's there, if you're going to pretend that He's there, if you're going to pretend that He's gone, He's non-existent, if you're going to be like the naysayers who are adamant that He doesn't exist, that He is a made-up fantasy, then how are you supposed to be able to get that help, the guidance and stuff, if you have that mindset? You're just going to continuously literally like hit your fist against the wall, where the door is just 10 feet away. that you could just walk through. So, are you going to sit there and continue to beat on a brick wall with bloody fists, trying to get through on your own, or are you going to let God guide you to the door and through it? You can't see the door. It's pitch black. You're just there. You know, the devil says you have to break through by yourself. You have to do this by yourself. So you're there. The devil is telling you can't go anywhere else. It's pitch black. You can't see. You can't see anything. So you're sitting there pounding, pounding, pounding. And the devil's like, oh, if you pound hard enough, you can get through. So you're sitting there giving it all you got. You're giving it all you got until you are just sitting there with bloody knuckles. You're beat up. You can't go anymore because every time you hit, it just hurts more and more and more. Finally, you fall to your knees and you're like, I can't do this anymore. When you fall to your knees and you give it up and you let God take control and you're like, help me. I can't do this by myself. I can't. He is going to pick you up. He is going to put you on the right path. And he is going to say, keep your eyes on me. I'm going to guide you. Even though your eyes can't see it. I'm going to guide you through. There's things that are going to happen. But I'm going to be here. This journey, just trust me. And he is going to lead you down that path. And you're going to go through that door. So, just, you have to want it. You have to seek that relationship with him. Otherwise, he's not going to force you. He's not going to grab you and say, look at me. I can get you through the door. I can sometimes think sometimes it's like he wants to shake you and be like, listen to me. I'm trying to help you. I love you. And I want what's best for you. But you're just being so darn bullheaded that you don't want to listen to me, you know, and it takes me back to being a teenager and where you have your dad who grounds you and they tell you not to do stuff and because they've been through it and they're trying to protect you from making the same mistake they did because they know what the outcome is. And you don't want to listen because you think you know it all. You're like, oh, that's not going to happen. It's going to be fine. And we have to make that choice. To listen, to follow God's voice, just like we have to make that choice to listen to our parents. And if we don't, and the consequences are, they usually come out as not being very good. And usually it's that point where it's like, say that you're a toddler and you have a wood burning stove and your parents like, don't touch that, it's hot. And you touch it anyway. The consequence of that is you got to burn. And it hurts. That's your consequence. If you would have listened to them, you wouldn't have the burn, and it wouldn't hurt. You would have been like, okay, I trust you. I'm not going to do it, because it's hot. You know it's fire. But maybe at that age you didn't. You didn't know it was fire. You didn't know that it was going to be hot, too. It's the same concept, and the difference is with our parents. Usually you get in trouble for not listening. Some kids do get reprimanded. Others don't. Others like, well, that's what you get next time you listen to me. And this is the same thing with God, who they nurture. Your parents are going to clean up and bandage and say, next time listen to me, and then you won't have the consequence, but they still help you get, your wound clean. That's what God does. He doesn't force you to do the things he wants you to guide you. You have your choice. It's free will. You can either choose to listen to him or not. And then just know that when you don't listen to him, there's going to be consequences. He can foresee the things that are going to happen. He foresees that, hey, if you don't follow this it's going to happen. He doesn't tell you. He lets you find out for yourself. But he wants you to trust him. He wants you to trust because he's not going to forsake you. He's not going to lead you down the path that's going to harm you. But if you continuously fight against him and you're going against what he's, urging you to, and you do it anyway, you have to face those consequences of your actions. He is still going to be there. He's still going to help you get through it, but you have to face those consequences because you didn't listen to him. And then sometimes, sometimes we do go down a path where we follow him and we still have those consequences of things happening to us, but it's not because of us, it's other people. That's a stark difference than us disobeying because those people are disobeying. We are the lesson, and we are a lesson. We are being taught that lesson because we're supposed to learn from that. We're doing what we're supposed to do, right? We're trying to be obedient. And I'm not talking about, I'm thinking of, how can I put this in something that will be more understandable? Today we want to love. I'm not talking about like a child, because you're still learning as a child. But I'm saying like right now that you're following God, and you're trying to be obedient. You are loving, and you're kind, and you're caring. You're protective of your energy, but you're open-minded and accepting. And all you want is to people to respect you and to care, as well for you, and not treat you poorly. But then you have people who come along and they abuse you. They abuse your love. They abuse your kindness. They abuse you entirely. They could be, someone who does you wrong, who steals from you, someone who is like gossiping about you, telling lies. That is not anything to do with you. That is all to do with them. So I think a lot of people get that confused, where you go through hardships, and you're like, why did I have to go through that? This is a huge lesson. It is so much more than we can ever understand. This is nothing to do with you. This person had the opportunity to not do that. They had the choice. They had the opportunity to turn away from sinning, to turn away from doing you wrong, to doing you harm. They had that opportunity. So this is them. They're disregarding. They're doing what they're doing to you. This could be, in a lot of forms. It could be assault. It could be anything. It could be anything that they are doing wrong to you. This is nothing to do with you. It is everything to do with them. So they come and they do you wrong. God is there. He's protecting you. He is protecting you, and it's got to happen because it's nothing, again, to do with you. He's protecting you through it. He's going to get you through these trials and tribulations, because this is going to be what's building you. These people are doing you wrong. This is where you're going to start building your character even more, because the ultimate lesson is when Jesus was betrayed. He still loved that disciple. Even though he was betrayed, he still loved them. Jesus knew it was nothing to do about him and everything to do with that disciple. So it wasn't taken personally. That's what we have to do. That's where the forgiveness comes into mind. We have to be able to forgive, because they don't know what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. That's why on the cross, Jesus says, "Forgive them, Father, for they not know what they do." They don't know what they're doing. They're being led by darkness, by evilness, and it's corroded them. It's corroded their mind, their eyes. So all they see is the hatred and everything. And then when they look at you, they see everything that's wrong with them back, and they don't like that. They don't understand that they're actually reacting to themselves. They think that that's you. It's not anything to do with you. It's everything to do about them. So when you're looking at a person and you're nice, there's nothing that you've done to them. And then this person is attacking you, and you don't know why. It is everything to do with who they are. And there's something about you when you're shining so bright and you're overcoming things that they couldn't overcome. That sheds light on the areas that they don't want light shine on. So it really disrupts them, and it agitates them. And it's agitating those negative entities that dwell within them. So it's nothing personal against you, and it's definitely not God punishing you. This has nothing to do with you. This is you going through and experiencing another person who is in this midst of battle. They're battling, and they have a war raging within them that they don't know. But you're looking from the outside in, and you can see the battles that they're raging inside them. You can see everything. And it's up to that person to to accept what you say, to be like, you can plant that seed, but it's up to them to nurture it. We can't force that. You know, it's just like God can't force us to do anything. God can suggest, God can say, you know, hey, but He can't force us. So we have that free will, and that's something that is people like to call Him a tyrant. But I'm like, how is He a tyrant? He loves us. He's given us the opportunity to choose. He's not forcing us. Like, you have religions that force you, that you either go with His or you die. God lets us live. He's like, if that's how you want to live, with me not in your life, that is okay. You have the right to go, and you can go after your dreams. He doesn't interfere with that. He steps aside and He lets you live your life. How is that a bad father? How is that horrible? He doesn't let things happen. Things happen. He doesn't let it happen. He doesn't want this to happen, but it's the whole free will thing, you know? We have to take accountability for the choices that we make. You know, He doesn't, you know, hold our hand and say, no, you can't do that, and smack us around. And no, He lets us learn, and He lets us seek. He gives us that free will. So, anyway, I guess I better get going. I've got to let my dogs out. It's almost another hour. I have talked way too much, and I have stood in this spot way too much. But I hope that helps. I hope that was a little bit of motivation for you if you're struggling and feeling like you're like unworthy, and you have all of these things going on, and you're searching, and you have God in your heart. Just so it gets better, and what you're going through is completely normal. The things that you'll start to digest and purge from your system, all of that's going to come out, and then you're going to really see a lot of things open up, and you're going to start seeing a lot of progress. The progress comes, it's different for everybody. Do not ever compare yourself to anybody else who is on the same journey as you, because we are in different parts of our journey, and someone could be more far ahead, someone could be more far back. We are there to support each other. We are there to get through this together, to grow a unity that we understand each other, and that we're here because we've gone through it too, and we want to help you get through it. We want to help you go through all the feelings that you had. We want to heal all of the trauma that we've endured, and we have endured a lot. We have endured a lot. We have a lot of trauma that we've had that been passed down to us, things that have been bad and so unjustifiable. We have things that have happened to us as kids that we have to purge from ourselves, and it's hard to do that because we have to relive that pain again. But this time, when you relive this pain, you're actually able to be like, I'm feeling the pain, and then you're able to transmute that, and you're able to let it go because you can heal from it. You're like, okay, I didn't deserve that. That was nothing on me. You'll have a whole new outlook on life that allows you to flip the script, and when you're going through these painful traumas, you're able to see it from a different perspective. So that way you're taking yourself out of that equation, that this is nothing to do with me. This was nothing that I did. This is nothing that I deserved. I didn't deserve to be abused. I didn't deserve to be called those names. That was nothing to do with me. That was everything to do with that other person. And when you start doing that, you're able to be like, now I know the reason why they may have done that. I'm going to forgive them. I'm going to pray for them. I'm going to love them, even though that they may not be in your life, even though if they are in your life, if it is an ex-husband, an ex-wife, is it a family member, someone who has been abusive to you, you can still love them, but be away from them. You can love them from afar. The Bible doesn't say that we have to like people. It could be someone who's done you so wrong, where you cannot stand being in the same room with them, because you just don't like how they treat people and how they are. If they're fake, if they're two-faced, You can pray for them and you can love them from afar. You don't have to say, hey, come here, come here. You keep your boundaries. You keep your distance from them. You do not have to welcome their negativity back into your life, but to love them and to pray for them that they find the peace and that they find God, their connection, and everything. That pray for them, because they are going through a battle, and they can put off that they're fine. They can lie to themselves all you want. You will be able to see right through their lies. You'll be able to see what their struggles are, based on how they act, based on their verbiage, based on everything, how they treat other people. You will see. Your eyes will be opened. You're gonna get freaked out a little bit, because it's like it's like someone handing you 3 sentences. But what they say in those 3 sentences can turn into a page, because you can read between the lines. You can read into their feelings. You can read into the tone. It is so freaky at times, because it's like, whoa, and it's a little bit of an overload. So take it easy. Be kind to yourself, and always make sure that you are taking that time for yourself, to meditate, to grow closer to God, to arm yourself with the word, because it's going to be necessary, to be armed. And yes, his word that's the bullet, that's the bullet in the gun for us. His word is our weapon. And we use those weapons. Jesus did it when he was tempted by the devil. He fought back with the word of God, with scripture. That's our arm. We have to arm. We don't have to go out there shooting scripture at people. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we can arm ourselves, that if someone's coming at us, we can internally pray. We can internally repeat and reveal scripture. And if anybody it is getting vocal and we are there, we could say are the pieces that resonate with that conversation. So if someone is judging you, you can pull up the scripture about being judged. And if someone is throwing Bible verses at you that are skewed, you can revert back and say, actually, I'll correct you on that. While there is scripture that says this is actually what it says, you can be informative, you can be polite, you can be, the person is going to pretty much put their own foot in their mouth. We don't have to do anything. The word of God is powerful. We have God on our side, and when God is there, He is like this force field, and He is projecting all of this power on this person. This person is not going to be able to handle it. And it's not. This is the cleanest form of battle. It is spiritual and it's powerful. So don't underestimate the power of God, because He could do anything, and He lives within us. So we can do anything, with Him, through Him. Anyway, I need to go. So we will pick up doing this one on my next stream. This is the last stream for the week. Today is Wednesday. I only do Mondays and Wednesdays. I will see about adding in another day or two, depending on how schoolwork goes. If I'm able to really knock them out within a 2 to 3 hour period, because honestly, I can get through one module. There's usually 4 modules in one course. I can get through one module in about an hour and a half. So, I mean, if I'm doing 2 modules a day, I can do, 1 course in 2 days. So that's a good timeline for me. So we'll see what happens. But I'll keep everything updated on my streams. I'll get better at the gaming part instead of doing this. I'm trying. My ADHD is really hindering me at this point, where talking about something so deeply and playing is so it's so hard for me to do. I don't mean to do it. I don't mean to have you sitting here just staring at a random NPC for a half hour while I talk about stories and talk about the battles that we go through in our journeys to getting closer with our Heavenly Father. I don't mean to sit there, but it's just really hard for me to get in depth, because I am honestly feeling all the words that I say. So I say it with meaning and conviction. I say things with feeling. Like when I'm telling somebody that I care about them and I'm there for them, I'm not just saying words. I'm saying that with feeling so that they can feel that, hey, I do care about you. And I'm going to do everything that I can to support you. And I want those people to know. When I feel deeply. When I love deeply. And it doesn't matter if you're a friend. It doesn't matter if you're family. It doesn't matter our past. I am very forgiving, and I know that people can change because I've seen that change happen, not only with myself, but with my husband. I've seen him go from somebody that people would call an abuser and a cheater and a player, to someone who is, he's getting there to being a godly man. You know, he's not perfect, but he is trying to improve himself because he finally, decided to stop with the hatred. He finally stopped. He was like, I'm done with this. I want to be, I want to be loved. I want to love. And making that choice is not easy, because it's easier to be hateful. It's easier to be avoidant. It's easier to be spiteful and than it is to love and be vulnerable. It's very difficult to love, to be vulnerable, because you're setting yourself up for constant attacks, for constant, for people thinking you're weak. So it does take a strong person to do that. So if people call you weak because you are being forgiving and loving, don't play into that, because you are very strong to be able to do that. So you guys have a great day. I'll be back here on Monday. I'll hopefully have some updates, if not on Monday, on Wednesday, about my schedule. And it is still going to be early in the day because I don't have any time. I go and I'm up in the morning at 4 o'clock, snuggle, cuddles with my hubby, who leaves at after 5, because he's getting ready for work, and then he cuddles me some more. So when he leaves for work, that's when I'm up doing my stream at 6 o'clock, getting the doggos straight, getting any chores that I need to do done, laundry, dishes, cleaning, things that I want to accomplish. I'm making a meal plan for the day for dinner. And then, so I'm doing all that. I do my live stream, do work after live stream for school. And then after school, it is getting dinner prepared, making sure hubby's got lunch for the next day. And then, doing any other dishes that need to be done, cleaning, tidying up the kitchen, once more. And then we go to the gym, for our workout. So, and then after that, it's, we are unwinding and preparing for the night. So he'll game for an hour or two, and then we settle in to bed. We watch TV for about a half hour to an hour, cuddle, talk about our day, and yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, you don't have things to do, but I'm like, I am busy all the time. It really depends on what you think of being busy, because I don't do the things you do, but it doesn't mean I don't do anything. I don't sleep in bed all day. I don't lay there all day. I'm doing something all the time. It's just a lot of people don't understand. So I will get back to you on what I can do to arrange my schedule, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I hope you guys have a great week. Have a great weekend. And I'll catch you back here on Monday. Thanks again for walking. Thanks for walking. Thanks again for watching. And if you find it in your heart that you want to support, just like, share, subscribe. This is to help people understand that they're not alone, and that there's others out there like them who have gone through hardships, and have made it through. And I want to be that that light that brings people closer to Jesus, that brings them closer to God and salvation, and living life the way it was supposed to be and intended to be lived, with love in our hearts and the love of our fellow mankind, and this beautiful earth that we've been given to by God, and taking care of our home and each other. So anyway, again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.